What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live Mystar here to show you how to become a Mystar of your reality every day. So, when talking about the reading today, the reading that we are about to do, it is Saturdee reading. In this reading, we're going to be talking about what maybe you could structure more, organize more, all the things that's related to the Saturn-like kind of energies, right? So, can you should you bring more structure or order around your personal life, like for example, or should you bring more structure or order around your relationships, like which kind of areas might you need to structure or bring order to? Maybe you already have a sense of order and you don't really need to bring any more structure or order to things. Maybe you need to stop structuring and ordering things. That's a possibility, love. So get your socks on, your big girl undies, and make sure you don't shit them. Alright? So we shall pull a card. One card on what the collective of people who are watching, that you guys might need to organize more. Just thinking if you guys want to see the shuffle. I know sometimes people be like, are they actually shuffling? Or are they just like, were you just doing one of these ones? I don't know. It sounded better in my head. Anywho, we have the card that fell out before, or two of them actually. We have the Four of Cups in reverse, so it's bringing structure to some emotional state of being. And when it's talking about the Four of Cups, this is like a reflective state of being, whether you reflect or think back on things, or the way that you reflect and internally look at yourself, like how the card says here. Shows it's the water, and she's looking into the water, and she's looking at her reflection, right? So this is talking about you reflecting on your own internal selves, your own internal thoughts and feelings, right? And having to bring order to them and structure. The Devil card, which is rule or represents Capricorn in the zodiac. So the Devil card is there to show you might need to bring more boundaries and restrictions and lock up a certain aspect of yourself when it comes to your emotions, but also it could be just you having a more structured and organized way in how you reflect on yourselves, how you think about things internally from an internal space and everything like that. So when you actually do these things, are you doing them in a more structured way, or is it kind of just like a bit chaotic, a bit all over the place? Are you actually taking a moment to maybe think about the specific things that you might need to work on when it comes to your internal space? And also, for some as well, with these two cards, it may just be like an animalistic desire, or a desire that you constantly allow to kind of overcome you and lead you astray. So you're looking in the mirror, but you're only seeing a certain desire. You're only seeing a certain aspect of yourself that you want to see or that you desire to have, and stuff like that. So, sorry guys, I keep hearing noises. I'm like, what is going on? So, Okay, let's pull a card to elaborate. Yeah, Ace of Cups. So, yeah, it's some kind of emotional space that you need to bring more order to your emotional space in general, and also like organize and structure the way that you are reflecting or doing more of that, or like structuring it in a way where you're not overly indulging into that energy of self-reflecting. So yeah, all those kind of energies. Remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because this is a general reading too. So it's not too. You shouldn't just take everything from a general reading and take it on board. You should just take what fits. Should fit just like a puzzle piece, love. And if it don't fit, then don't make it fit. Don't be like, yeah, don't be that bitch. So yeah, bringing boundaries and restrictions and locking up maybe there's a certain emotion that you constantly allow yourself to go through. And this is like saying, Hans, you need to toe that emotion. You need to keep it cute or keep it on mute, you know? Do not exert yourself. Fight against that thought. Fight against those thoughts and feelings that you know lead you down paths of just like fulfilling your desires rather than, or like fulfilling a temporary desire rather than a higher desire, rather than a desire that will actually benefit you in the long run. So yeah, this card, the Ten of Swords, looks like um a whole bunch of stuff kind of poking holes in that person's dress in this photo. And she looks like she's kind of being like almost drained or something like that. It's like and then the red's on the right, which is like your creativity, your passion, drive, root chakra energy. Then we also have the black birds that keep like piercing through. So the black birds probably makes me think of like an emotional kind of thought. A thought that's not so logical based, it's more based on your emotions. And like the red as well makes me think that it's like emotion more tied to the root chakra energy, or more tied to like creativity, passion, fire type energies as well. So this emotion is like making you heavy and weighing you down, but piercing your kind of your floating device and um making things turbulent for you with this card here. So this is something that is a pointer to what kind of emotional desire that you may need to lock up and keep contained. So let's pull some Oracle, Madorical. Oh, let me pull this one. Okay, so we have two cards here. We have your hard work is paying off, New Moon in Capricorn, which is very, very closely related to the Devil card because the Devil card is Capricorn as well. So, and then this is New Moon, so it's jumping into that new energy, jumping into that new space, right? So, what's it called? It's more closely tied to the death aspect of Saturn and Capricorn, like the cycle of like renewal and transformation as well. I'm pretty sure Capricorn season in the Western Hemisphere at least is around Halloween time. Oh, actually, what am I thinking? Capricorn season's the same in every hemisphere. That was a blonde moment, love. How weird. Yeah, anyways. And then this one is your have faith in your dreams. So this is making me think, well, one, your hard work is paying off. That's just feels like to me as a confirmation to this like energy here of how um your ability to organize or maintain a certain emotional space. So if you're on the higher octave end, this would be a confirmation as well. Your hard work is paying off. You're being able to um, achieve what you wanted to achieve, in which is most likely in tune with this reading too, and what I just said before, which was about you bringing more structure and order to your emotional space. So when it comes to that card, if that was resonating with you when it said hard work is paying off, then that's a confirmation of you achieving a better emotional space for yourself. Then we have it has faith in your dreams. That's kind of a given, we don't need to explain that card so much. But it's a waxing crescent moon, so it's actually talking about letting go of doubts, letting go of fears and insecurities about things that might or might not come true. Like having that expectation, as you know, expectation is the killer of joy. And a lot of people say that, but it really do be. Because if you do not have expectations, or at least don't have high or a lot of expectations, it's better to have none, in my opinion. But, everyone has their own life. If you don't have expectations, then you will save yourself from disappointment and you will save yourself from a lot of other shit. But disappointment is one of them. You can save yourself from arguments, you can save yourself from like emotional turmoil, all kinds of stuff. That's like low-key a protection spell to what's it called? Not have expectations. So any messages or guidance on what you guys can do to be more in alignment, like what energy you guys can utilize? Taking action on, so taking action on probably when it comes to this energy, talking about, well, at the bottom of the deck, we have your dreams need a practical plan. So taking action on your dreams, the things that you want to see and the things that you want to actually happen in your life, taking action on those things, but also being practical and making sense about where to go about things. But sometimes it also takes you to go through that experience in the first place in order for you to develop what the right practical plan about how you're going to go about things. But it's also good to have that practical plan in beforehand too, especially if you're a Taurus, Earth sign, or even like an air sign as well. It's good to have a bit of a practical or a solid plan or strategy. You're an air sign. And when it comes to these two cards, it's talking about you obviously putting more time and having like for this card, the other card, having a practical plan, not having a practical plan, having faith in your dreams, and then your dreams need a practical plan. So, um, making sense out of how you can actually achieve your dreams. What are the steps that you can do now? Not don't worry about like the future far ahead, because this Aries energy here, new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. It's calling for that energy of um action rather than foresight, thinking ahead, or thinking about the avenues. Aries is not like to think. Aries is not like to plan about things too much. But with this card here, obviously this involves a little bit of planning because it says your dreams need a practical plan. But when it comes to the overall energy that first came out was Aries. It's time to take action on whatever you need to do, especially if you have a practical plan or idea of it in the first place. Then, yeah, definitely important for you to um, implement that action-oriented energy. And then also, if your dreams doesn't have a, if your dreams need a practical plan, doesn't make sense, then look at it from the Taurus perspective of consistency and staying fixated and helping to maintain something, like all those kind of Taurus qualities. So instead of being like, oh, I need to be practical and make sense out of how I'm going to achieve my dreams, but also it could just be that energy. And most likely, in my opinion, I feel like it's more that energy is new moon is talking about, not new moon in Aries, it's talking about you taking action, but then also being consistent with the action that you take and being able to keep at it, being able to keep pushing towards your goal, and so on and so forth. So that is how you guys can utilize some good energy right now to get in more alignment with your purpose or your goals at hand. And then we have any messages or guidance or what you guys need to separate from to be more in alignment with your goals and stuff like that. We have a time to give rather than take. So stop over giving and over organizing things. Probably overthinking too, because it's new moon in Virgo. So overthinking, over analyzing, over giving, basically all the overs. Stop overing it. Just keep a middle ground, come back to a center space, and realize pay attention to what you're actually doing as well around you. Do not jump too deep into that routine and pattern and structure, having to structure everything and keep everything structured, because that's a massive imbalance when it comes to this reading right now. And it's saying it's time for you to receive, because it said time to give rather than take. No, it's actually a time for you to receive, because this is something that you need to separate from. And here, nothing is set in stone, it says. But to me, this is like, because it's got waves as well. I think it's talking about separating from being too like wavy, being too fluid, being too flowy as well. So it's like this energy is like, it's like you guys tiptoe or not teeter between like one side of yourself and another side of yourself. You've got one side of yourself that wants to organize and keep everything structured and organized, and then another side of yourself that just wants to go with the flow and be very impulsive and stuff like that. You need to blend those two parts of yourself together in order to actually have balance. So if you feel like a lot of imbalances in your life and stuff, then those are two big areas that can point to how you can bring more balance into your life. So we have don't let your past hold you back. Sorry guys, I just got distracted. I heard someone coming in. Don't let your past hold you back here. This is talking about clearly not letting your past hold you back, right? But it's also South Node energies. So I think that this is talking about as in general, don't let your past hold you back, but also be aware of your South Node energies, where you came from, the energies that you're naturally adept at, the natural gifts that you have as an individual, the energies that you're kind of naturally talented at, and all that kind of stuff. So when you start to use and be aware of those things, you can utilize them in a more better way by knowing as well that it's your South Node, so not to get stuck in that energy or too rooted and too comfortable, because it's easy to get comfortable in your South Node. That's really like low key what it is like your comfortable energies, the things that you're comfortable with, and so on and so forth. So when it's talking about that, it's also talking about just being mindful of all those different areas, and even bringing attention to the North Node too, because the North Node is like more of that uncomfortable energy, a new experience, a new kind of space that you haven't been in or that you're striving towards. And the better you can achieve and go for that North Node energy, or utilize that North Node energy, and then balance it with your South Node, going between what makes you comfortable and the things that make you uncomfortable, then you can bring more order and structure into your life, because you're not teetering like that other card before, from side to side, side to side. And then again, we got this card again. The dreams need a practical plan. So remember to have consistency and be a little bit stubborn when you're doing stuff. Like when it comes to being stubborn, obviously don't be stubborn on the negative end where you're just not budging, but being stubborn in what you like your goals are, being stubborn in your gifts and your talents and stuff. Stay true to that, because you'll see the outcome of it. And remember that you're good enough as well with this card on the bottom of the deck. Don't freaking doubt yourself, love. Like, there's a lot of doubt in this collective, so it's not what did I say before, love? The North Node is right there. So yeah, don't doubt yourself, and yeah, find that balance between those North Node and those South Node energies, love, because they definitely come up. Like, they definitely come up during this reading. So yeah, we got this Virgo card, full moon, and we got then this one, and I really want to know, confidence is your key to success. What did I say? Don't doubt yourself, love. So like, the more you start to realize that, you have on the top of it, prosperity lies ahead. The more you start to realize that, the more you'll see a prosperous experience in your life. And I don't like to sit there and be like, no, you're gonna achieve money, you're gonna get a career, love, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that. No, when we're talking prosperity, you need to keep an open mind and know that prosperity comes in many different forms. It doesn't just come in the form of money, doesn't just come in the form of a shiny new motherfucking Rolex or a shiny new car. Sometimes prosperity comes in the form of relationships that like bring prosperity, like in many different ways: emotional prosperity, intellectual prosperity, spiritual prosperity. Actually, I don't know about that one. That one just came to my head. I haven't even thought of that before. So, but yeah, there's lots of forms of prosperity, love. So don't get all lost up into that like shadow government Freemason bullshit where you think that money is the only way that you can get prosperity. You need to like open your mind and uncage yourself, because those are concepts that are like really just there to keep you entrapped and encaged and imprisoned, thinking that you can only earn prosperity in their world. But really, like, there's so many ways and avenues of you reaching prosperity, and you just need to stay consistent, stay true to your goals, and do what you need to do in order to achieve your goals, and do it in the way that you would do it true to you, in your true state of being. Because at the end of the day, Nobody can do you like you. And that's really what the only thing you should ever strive to be is yourself, the best version of you that you can be. If you're trying to be someone else, that's leading to copying energies. If you're trying to be a freaking, I don't know, there's really no other way I can think of. Like, it's just being either trying to be someone else or be yourself. Like, what else is there? There's not really anything else. And I know a lot of people don't want to try and be someone else. So the only other option you got, love, is to be yourself. Like, in all forms and all areas of your life. Because obviously, yeah, everyone's all for, I feel like a lot of people are all for being yourself, being true to you. But like, how far do you actually take it? How deep do you actually go when it comes to being true to you? Or do you just see it as like a surface level type thing, you know? Because a lot of people see things at surface level. But when you look at the reasoning to why or what kind of thought process even took you down that avenue to think certain things and to act in certain ways, and like doing this real shadow work, going within, like what, like how the start of the reading was talking about, bringing more structure and organization to your inner realm, your emotional state. Those are like forms of shadow work. So the more you do that, the more you'll be able to actually, what's it called? The more you'll be able to practice that, and like you're like building a skill. But it's an internal skill that you can build. It's an internal strength that you can gain. And the more you exercise, like it's like a muscle, you know? The more you exercise that muscle of um regulating your emotions, doing the shadow work, and t- taking the moment and being like, well, why do I think this? Why do I feel this? And so on and so forth. So then that will lead you to certain outcomes in the physical of you finding the answer, and and maybe finding a lot more answers because you're already in that mind state and that state of being of like searching, not searching, sorry, of finding out answers and like being able to answer your own questions, being able to be your own spiritual guru, so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired, love, so I think I'm gonna hop off, but hope you guys enjoyed the reading, and I will see you guys for the next video. Peace. Laters.